Hi friends! I missed your face. I hope you missed mine. We are going to do a makeup tutorial. I have no idea what I'm going to do, so we're just gonna wing it. The primer I'm going to use today is Maybelline Baby Skin. And I have already moisturized. For foundation, I'm gonna be using the Wet n Wild Coverall. With my Real Techniques sponge. And now for concealer. First one I'm going to be using is the Rimmel Match Perfection Skin Tone Adapting Concealer. And I'm going to use this one first to kind of cancel out the darkness underneath my eyes because it has like a pinkier undertone. It has a little built-in applicator. I'm not going to get too crazy because then it'll get like cakey, like underneath my eye. Going back with my sponge. For my actual concealer, I'm going to be using the Glamoflauge from Hard Candy. I have two of these bad boys here. I have medium light because I like to highlight, but I also have medium to cover up any kind of blemishes and stuff. Like this concealer don't play. It is so thick. Like a little bit goes a long way, as you can see. Blend it out. Set the under eye. I'm going to be using the e.l.f. High Definition Setting Powder. For eyeshadow primer, I'm going to be using my e.l.f. eyeshadow primer. I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows. So for brows, I'm gonna go in with my handy dandy NYX Eyebrow Cake Powder. I'm going with that shade. I'm gonna use my Brow Stylist Plumper. Moving on to contour, I'm going to be using the new Megaglo Contouring Palette by Wet n Wild, using my contour brush. It is kind of powdery, like it kicks up a lot of powder, so you have to use like a light hand. So even though I've already contoured, I'm gonna go in and use my Coverall Pressed Powder Compact Foundation by Wet n Wild. My Wet n Wild powder brush. For my highlight, I'm going to be using the Wet n Wild Fergie Collection highlighter in Hollywood Boulevard, using my e.l.f. brush. For my blush, I'll be using the Wet n Wild Color Icon in Rose Champagne. This is new at the drugstore, so I'm really excited to try it out. So for eyeshadow today, I decided to go with my Wet n Wild Comfort Zone eyeshadow palette. I love it. Love it. I'm going to, I am going to use one color that's not in that palette. Only because that whole palette is shimmery, and I like to set my eyeshadow with a matte. So I have Wet n Wild Creme Brulee. And I'm going to use these colors right in here. So I'm going to go into the eyelid color using my handy dandy e.l.f. brush and applying that all over my eyelid. I'm going to go with a Real Technique color brush and that shade that says Brow Bone. It's going to be my inner corner highlight. And I'm going to take it up into the lid. This is a double-ended brush that came in my Loreal palette that I like a lot. I like using this little guy right here. In this color that says Crease, I'm going to grab a little bit of that. I'm going to put that in the outer corner. Now I have this little itty bitty brush. It's the Professional Concealer Brush by e.l.f. I'm going to take this Detailer color right here, and I'm putting this in the outer corner. And I take more of that color. Creating that V and then blending. I'm keeping like the higher concentration of color over here, but blending it that way. Now I'm taking the color that says crease. I'm packing it to the outer corner part here, but I'm trying to marry the eyelid color shade and the crease color shade and this outer corner shade all together. And then you just blend. So it kind of creates like a bronzy, everyday type of look. And I'm going to catch up the other eye. I'll be right back. So now I've done the other eyeball. I added a little bit more of that definer color, more on that outer edge, and I blended it out more. Next, I'm going to use my Maybelline Fit Me to kind of clean up the edges, like right here in the outer corner. I'm not going to use that hard candy one because it was like crazy thick. And this has a doe foot applicator, so it makes it a little bit easier for me to clean it up. I'm gonna go in with a shading brush from Real Techniques just to start. Followed up with my Beauty Blender, and it kind of created that wing shape. I'm gonna use a little bit of the Coverall with that same brush. Excellent. I'll be using my Physicians Formula Eye Boosting Pen. It is a lot like the Kat Von D tattoo liner, in the sense like this is the Kat Von D brush tip. Here's the Physicians Formula. I love both. I'm going to go ahead and line my eyes, but I need a really close mirror for this one, so hopefully you guys can see. To create my wing, I'm not gonna follow my lower lash line because it's just gonna like run straight up into like the hooded part of my eye. So what I'm gonna do is actually try to curve it down and around the hood. Kind of swoop. Meh. I'm not gonna curl my lashes too much. Normally I get super crazy curling my lashes. I just want to like curl the very tips. I'm going to use the So Simple Lash. I saw these and they have like a tab and I was just like, that's very interesting. So I'm very curious to see how to put these on. This is so cool. I should measure these, shouldn't I? So these seem like a really cool idea. I'm kind of a dummy when it comes to putting on fake lashes. I almost never wear false lashes to begin with. And when I do, it takes me forever. Now we wait for glue to dry. The box says to place them on, and then it says to release easy apply tab downward, and voila. It says I have to wait 3 minutes for the glue to dry. Maybe to make sure that the lashes don't pop off with it. I'm a rebel. I don't want to wait 3 minutes. That seems freaking eternity. 3 minutes for glue to get tacky? I think my glue already dried. Okay, just tried to put on the right one, and it was a whole hot mess. Here are the lashes. They're not on the tab anymore because they got on my, see how it messed up my liner? Then I lost the little tab. I don't know where it went. So here's what I'm gonna do with this second time. This time around, I pulled the lashes themselves, because see, here's like the little holder thing, which this part I like. But I'm gonna pull them off of those little glue tabs, the lashes. I'm just gonna have them like loosely balanced in hopes that it'll be easier. And I'm not gonna wait 3 minutes because that's just shenanigans. Who waits? So here are these lashes. So that plastic applicator thing sucked, and I had to go back with my tweezers. So I'm going to apply this other side of lashes. I think the idea is really cool, but that was just ridiculous. Going back with my ink liner to cover up the lash band. Now I'm going to go in with mascara. I'm going to go in with the Lash Sensational. And I'm just using it to blend my lashes into the falsies. For lips, I'm going to go a little bit neutral, and I'm going to be using the Easy Liner for Lips from Jordana in the color Rockin' Rose. Ooh, Rockin' Rose from Marshall Rocks. I love it. Now I'm going to apply the NYC Liquid Lip Shine. I have no idea. It doesn't say what color it is. Do they say what color they are? Oh, they say what color they are on the plastic, which I ripped off a long time ago. This one's kind of like an orangey nude color. And it's the one that I carry in my purse. Just like that glossy feeling. And that's the finished look. Hopefully you guys liked it. You guys will recreate it. Hit me up on my Instagram. Instagram is bae. I love Instagram. I love messages on Instagram. I love pictures and videos and all this other stuff. Be my friend on there. So I will have that somewhere on the video. All amateur status. Thank you so much for staying to the very end. Thank you for watching my video. I really, really appreciate that you watched, that you gave me some of your time today. So thank you so much for that. Bye!